So I think it's time to wrap this up. I think what I've done is I've shown Charles Larson has criticized Joseph Smith's restoration as far as the drawing goes. He says, no, it's incorrect. It should be a serpent, and what Joseph Smith drew was a bird. But, you know, I'm looking at that figure. That's not necessarily a bird body. Yes, it's a bird recognizable as a bird because of the beak, but that same head is on other hypocephalized serpents as well. There's not a full serpent body or a full bird body in the Joseph Smith. So there's no proof that that's a bird as such. The combined element of bird and serpent fits well with the ancient Egyptian meaning. I've also shown how Egyptologically, using the ancient Egyptian literatures, the Egyptian Book of the Dead, several of the Egyptologists I used quoted the coffin texts, the pyramid texts. The idea behind the serpent or the bird presenting a wedjot, I, what it stands for, to the hawk figure on the throne, in Facsimile 2, figure 7, it fits in very perfectly, very well, with Joseph Smith's explanation of the grand keywords of the Holy Priesthood. It has to do with immortality, resurrection, vitality, aliveness, cosmological movement, ability and power to regenerate. It's the grand keywords of the Holy Priesthood. When we understand the Egyptian background, and then we read Joseph Smith's interpretation, we see as a summary of the overall idea, the grand keywords of the Holy Priesthood, I would argue is close enough. Close enough. I think Joseph Smith had the idea behind these three symbols pretty well understood. No, he didn't elaborate on them. I wish he would have, but he didn't. What I have shown is that if we will look at the evidence, if we will compare other hypocephali, if we will compare the ancient Egyptian mythological, religious symbolisms, ideologies, etc., they coincide exactly with LDS theology, the grand keywords of the Holy Priesthood would mean. In other words, on closer inspection, it's not that Joseph Smith doesn't know a thing about Egyptology or a thing about Egyptian. It's that as a summary, Joseph Smith identified the summary of the principle with the right symbols in the right place in the facsimile. And he didn't necessarily misdraw anything, because we find the same animal figurines in other hypocephali also. That's the summary. So, thanks for watching. This has been a lot of fun. I thoroughly enjoy exploring the Egyptological materials. I enjoy summarizing Joseph Smith's interpretation. I enjoy looking at the ancient Egyptians themselves and their ideas. I'll do so in a lot more DVDs. There are still other areas that Charles Larson has made criticisms, especially on the four-headed figure in the very central panel of the hypocephalus. I think I'll go to that one next, along with the two baboons and the lunar discs. There are some astonishing ideas, ancient Egyptian ideas with that are just too good not to explore in depth. So that'll be another one of my DVDs. See, these are some of the cartouches of the kings that you can see how in the ovals the different names are written. This is to signify their eternity, their power, their strength, their endurance, and so on and so forth. And here are some other cartouches. You can see the various names are long or short, depending on which king and pharaoh was written in the cartouches, but you can see the oval ring around them. That's the principle, the idea of the king being involved in the eternity with the sun in the Shen ring, which was a symbol for eternity itself in the Egyptian hieroglyphics. So there's some examples of cartouches. The king's names were written in them. See, here's some more where you can see this hieroglyphic right here. This is Nefer Abre, the son of the sun, The goose shows he's the son of the sun, the son of Re. This is another king here that is the son of the sun. And the son of the sun, that is the principle behind the kings. And then, of course, the cartouche. The cartouche symbolizing the eternity of the king. And all that this circles was a symbol of all that the sun circles also. So that this is what the Pharaoh ruled. Everything that the sun circled, the Pharaoh ruled. Which was pretty much everything, because the sun circled the cosmos as well as the underworld. So it's a universal dominion. It is a righteous dominion, though. That's the principle behind the cartouche. With the deity. I mean, it's beautiful. In my opinion, and you can quote me, that's a direct hit. As an overarching generalized theme, that is a direct hit for Joseph Smith. That's my opinion. I have quoted dozens of Egyptologists. I have dozens more I could do. I'm out of time. Unfortunately, for this particular DVD, I'm out of time. But I will, through other DVDs, bring them out, certainly. Because you can use them in various contexts. That's the beauty of the multivalence of the Egyptian symbology. One art form... Criminy, that's what... I can't find it right now. One of my Egyptian sources talks about the symbolisms meaning several dozen things. Of course. Or they use several dozen different symbols to mean one thing. It gives you a solid impact. Once you recognize the ancient Egyptian idea, it really bowls you over. You go, wow. And that's what we're missing from the critics. They don't go into this. I want to. I want to show you the evidence. So it's been a lot of fun. Thanks for sharing this. Thanks for sharing this trip. This one eternal round. We're on life's shore of the cosmos. We're children of the cosmos. Criminy, man, the very elements of our body, the metals in this earth, came from the supernova. Light years away, many, many millions of years ago, through the cosmological stellar evolution, the very elements that we are, in our body at least, for now, are from the stars. It's the microcosm, macrocosm. We are miniature worlds. Hey, that's the great Kabbalistic teaching. We are the microcosm. We have worlds in us. We are a miniature of the great worlds in the beyond. This is the idea.